the podcast for the Treasure Coast. With breaking news.
The latest tech. With scripture and devotionals added in at times.
The only podcast on the Treasure Coast that brings you breaking news, along with anything tech.
With edited reading or commenting on scripture and a devotional at times. Welcome to Treasure Coast's
Real-time podcast.
And we are here with the Treasure Coast Real-Time Podcast. We hope that you are having a great day, and we wish you well. What we are going to be approaching today, we're going to be covering, as we always do, covering news articles, and then we're going to go to our promotions and some of the sponsors and what we are promoting. Then we are going to bring you some of the president's tweets and some tech. And then we will go ahead and go through some parlays for Parler and CloudHub. You will see in the description, you can follow us on CloudHub and Parler. And we hope that you join on because things are happening and we live in a crazy world. But we are also going to end the show with verse of the day because with God, no matter what is happening, with God, all things are possible. We can make it. Whether you are living on the backside of nowhere, or you're in the midst of a huge city, the crazy things that are happening with this COVID thing, it truly is. It's amazing. It's scary. It is sometimes. I don't know what to say. How to describe it, but you need to be aware of what is happening. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump in, and we are going to transition. Let's start out with our news articles, and please share. I forgot to say, my name is James Powell, your host. Share, follow, connect with us, and we would love to connect with you. Our first article today, are Minneapolis's police protests causing a crime wave? This is from today's news. An average of over 50 gunshots per day have plagued Minneapolis since the police killing of George Floyd led to city and nationwide protests, prompting fears that hospitality to the police is driving a violent crime wave. So I don't know. I do not know what all is happening, but I will say this, that this has definitely brought some different things happening in our world. The bloodshed has included gunfire at a park full of children in broad daylight. That's scary. And more than 70 rounds loosed on a crowded street in the city's uptown. The Star Tribune reports that the violence has also spread to St. Paul, with firearms discharges double 2019 levels. The bottom line is what they are trying to do, what the liberals are trying to do, are create chaos and havoc. The more chaos that they can create, the more they can divert your attention to what they are trying to do. Let me explain it like this. And again, I am a Trump supporter big time. But this is actually, they've kind of taken from his playbook. Trump has always, he tosses out something, and while the liberals are everything, he just tosses out some, he does it on purpose, tosses out something, hey, I'm going to do such and such. They attack that, and while they're attacking that, he's going over on the backside, cleaning up the mess. But on the flip side, that I believe the liberals are using this a little bit, but they're not cleaning up. They're trying to really corrupt even more. This violence coming amid rising anti-police sentiment raises the specter of the much debated Ferguson effect, originally coined to refer to a rise in violence coincide with, and some argue caused by, the 2014 protests sparked by the police shooting of Michael Brown in Missouri. So that is what is happening, and I will say that we can kind of get into a lot of discussion. I'm not going to right now, but we may end up doing an episode about that. So we'll see what happens. But make sure that you share this, please. If you come across this, share this replay, like us, follow us. And I know that I don't have a whole lot of people following on this page yet. I'm getting ready to really do the big promotion to share it on many Facebook pages. So, but like it, if you watch this replay, share it. All right. Facebook civil rights audit signals bad news for free speech. Facebook auditors find the company falling short on civil rights. A report commissioned by the company made public Wednesday morning says Facebook has been too reactive and piecemeal in its approach to civil rights. And this is this is dated yesterday, 7/8, this at the time of this recording. The report, 2 years in the making, might come as good news to those worried about Facebook's handling of hateful, dishonest, and otherwise objectionable content, but it's unlikely to mean good things for folks who value open expression, want to see fewer arbitrary crackdowns on political content, and worry about how more aggressive social media moderation might be weaponized. The report faulted Facebook for inadequately policing political speech. Wow. So they've already been doing it quite a bit. That's crazy. All right, the fight for Joe Biden's Senate records. We're in the midst of this political season, and there's you cannot admit anything other than Joe Biden has some serious issues. There's been some say it's an act. If so, he acts pretty good. He needs to go to Hollywood and go with those Looney Tunes. But let's just say Biden wins this November. That means decades will pass before we can see these documents. Fenton stated in last week's weekly update on Judicial Watch's lawsuit for the ex-VP's records. Judicial Watch is in court right now in Delaware to find out the full truth about Biden's record as U.S. Senator. Judicial Watch first requested the documents through an April 30, 2020 FOIA request, but was met with resistance from the University of Delaware, where the ex-senator's records are held. The state university stated that it will not release the records until 2 years after Biden has retired from public life. The university's position, not only in defiance of its obligations under FOIA, means that if Biden wins this November, it could mean decades would pass before we could see these documents. And then ending, we can't let politics get in the way of the rule of law. Once again, Judicial Watch is doing the basic heavy lifting for government accountability. That is what we are living in, a world that obviously it seems to be that if you are on the left, you don't have to be accountable. But if you're on the right, you got to be accountable for everything. So we are in a serious situation. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump to the next. PolitiFact angrily obsesses over Trump on fact checks. Go soft on Biden. Like I said, there is so many that it's only if you are on the political left side of the left side of the aisle, you can do whatever you want to. You know, you do not have to be accountable. You can say what you want, do what you want, and cause havoc where you want, and you don't have to be accountable. On the right side of the aisle now, whoa, you got to watch everything you say, be accountable, have proof. Okay, let's just jump in. I know I'm going down a rabbit trail here, but let's just look at the news journalists today. You know, how many times has had, you know, during the Trump investigation of the Russia collusion, the hoax, they said an anonymous source said this, an anonymous source said that. Anytime it's someone on the right side of the aisle, they always use an anonymous source, and then come to find out, it's 95% of the time it's not true, because they don't have to prove where that comes from. Of course, there needs to be journalism. You need to protect journalists, but you need to have credibility. There needs to be journalism credibility. So, PolitiFact angrily obsesses over Trump on fact checks and goes soft on Biden. Public opinion polls show a dramatic difference of opinion on the reliability of so-called fact-checking groups. A 2019 Pew Research poll found 70% of Republicans believe these groups favor one side, while only 29% of Democrats agreed. The Republicans aren't wrong. A review of the fact-checking patterns show a dramatic difference in fact-checking aggression. All right, this is in 2017-2018. The Media Research Center found PolitiFact's dominant target was President Trump, with 297 evaluations, and of those, 209 or 69% were rated on their truthometer as mostly false or pants on fire. Since then, the tilt has even gone more negative. So think of this. The fact is, about 93% to 97% of all articles and all journalism about President Trump is negative. Everything is negative about President Trump. The journalists on all the major liberal networks, and even Fox News is becoming this way. Everything is negative. And yet they play very soft with Joe Biden, and he's leading in the polls? Excuse me? Come on. The American people, the silent majority, is waking up, and I'll tell you what, they're going to show up in November. I feel that. We are in a fight, folks. We are in a fight to really bring our country back. And this shows the negative 60. This is 2017 and 2018. A study, articles from January 1st, 2019 through January 30th, 2020 finds Trump is still their favorite fact-checking punching bag. Trump was evaluated on 172 occasions, and on 132 of those, 77.6 were mostly false or worse. There were 23 half-truth ratings and 15 most true ratings, less than 9%. So, you know, my percentage is a little off, but so 90, say take mostly negative, 91% of the articles and the journalism on Trump is negative. By contrast, Joe Biden was subject of only 51 articles, with the rating only 23 of those, 45% mostly false. There were 10 half-true ratings, 20%, and 18 mostly true ratings for 35%. He is given a pass. That's pretty sad. Very sad. All right, next article. Madison Avenue business sues Cuomo, or Como, however you want to say it, and de Blasio for riots. Estimate $100 million in damages. You look at New York City. New York City, they've locked it down. The liberal mayor of New York City and the governor, they don't care about the people. They put the people in, the COVID cases in nursing homes, which is the highest affected by this COVID. They really don't care about you. They've let the rioters have their say, destroy businesses, go ahead and riot. They don't talk of face masks. They don't talk of social distancing. They let them go, and then he tries to shut down the churches and shut down the businesses. Come on. This is liberal to the highest extent. All right. On May 29, George Floyd protests in New York City devolved into looting, riots, and arson. Between May 29th and June 9th, looters and rioters damaged more than 450 businesses during the lawless destruction. And then they're trying to defund the police. And crime has gone rampant across in these democratically run cities, and then those that are all Democrat state. Wow. Look at this. Domus Design Center on 134 Madison Avenue has filed a lawsuit claiming that Cuomo, de Blasio, the New York PD, and others failed to do their jobs to protect the people of New York from lawless looters and rioters. Now, I will say, they told the NYPD to stand down. The liberals are pushing defunding the police. Well, what do you expect's going to happen? Come on, get real, you idiots. If you take away the police, the lawlessness is rampant. So there are bad things going to happen. And what's going to happen? The American people are waking up, and the Second Amendment is still, we have freedom to arm ourselves, and that's what's going to happen. All right. Supreme Court rules in favor of religious liberty. We need to go ahead and take a break here quick. I'll tell you what. Let me move this over. Let me go to our who we're promoting, and then we'll end up coming back to that. All right. If you live in the Hobe Sound or Stuart, Florida, South Stuart, Florida area, and you need professional landscaping, you need just regular lawn service, cutting, trimming, weeding, just, that you come home from work, you don't want to mow your yard, call Peters, R.W. Peters Lawn Services. R.W. Peters Lawn Services, 740-710-2031. That's 740-710-2031. And that is for the Hobe Sound, Florida area and the South Stuart area. And specifically, Poinciana, Heritage Ridge, Cambridge, housing developments. If you need lawn service, please contact R.W. Peters. And again, 740-710-2031. If you want to email, go brian@peterslawnservicesfl.com. Hey, here is a new way to advertise. And I'm saying a brand new way to advertise. FlaminHotAds.net or .com. You can call them 833-ADS-TO-GO. 833-ADS-TO-GO. What is it? You are putting your business card size ad on a carry-out tray. Just like if you're watching this, see that in the picture. For as little as 28 cents a tray, you can have your business card size ad on high traffic areas in the midst of this carry-out revolution with COVID and not able to dine in restaurants, and carry out is the thing to ordering food. Go to FlaminHotAds.com or call 833-ADS-TO-GO. All right, this is actually specifically for ministries, but it will work for your local business. Go to yourchurchpromotions.com, 5 for 50. You can sign up for texting and have a chance to win free video intros. Enter your name. Go to yourchurchpromotions.com/5, the number 5, FOR, and the number 50. Put your name, cell phone number with area code. You sign up, and you get entered to win a free video intro. And you will be redirected to our free video editor You can download, has training on how to use it, and extra Facebook how-to. And then you can also, we ask you to follow us, Your Church Promotions, on Facebook. But what is this 5 for 50? For $50, you get 5 of these video intros. In fact, you can use one of them as an outro. Clean streaks, you can drop your name, a website, or a mission statement. So what is this? You drop your name, email, your slogan or website, upload your high quality logo, PNG, 250 to 2500 pics. You purchase. When you purchase, it's redirected to PayPal. We get it. We personally create each of these video intros. It's not an automated thing. We personally do it. Just for purchase, you get 2 patriotic videos. More bonuses will be added. And then specifically for ministries, you have 5 scripture videos that you can drop your church name, contact information to put on your Facebook, social media, or social media outlets to encourage your people and to contact your church. Go to yourchurchpromotions.com/5 for 50. All right, let's get back to the Supreme Court here. Supreme Court rules in favor of religious liberty in 2 landmark cases. And this is Wednesday, July 8th, and when I'm recording this podcast, it is July 9th. The Supreme Court handed down a series of wins for Trump administration in 2 major rulings. The court ruled in favor of the president's attempt to lessen the impact of the Obama Affordable Care Act. In a decision 7-2, the nation's highest court stated certain organizations such as religious businesses do not have to provide birth control for employees on grounds of religious liberty. The case predominantly concerned the Catholic organization Little Sisters of the Poor, which argued the ACA mandate runs contrary to their pro-life belief. On the same day, the Supreme Court also issued a second landmark ruling in favor of 2 Catholic schools in Los Angeles, California. Again, 7-2 decision. The court ruled 2 former teachers could not sue the schools for discrimination. So for once, the Supreme Court did something good. All right, let's go to the Trump's tweets. Let me refresh this, and we will. Let me find here. Let's just go POTUS. Let's do that. Let me go ahead. I thought I had this. Sorry about this. Let me go back to the tweets. All right. He's had 2 tweets in the last hour. All right. Thank you. Okay. President. He tweeted presidential harassment. And then 8 minutes ago, for the 100th time, the reason we show so many cases compared to other countries talking about COVID that haven't done nearly as well as we have is that our testing is much bigger and better. We have tested 40 million people. If we did 20 million instead, cases would be half, etc. Not reported. All right. 22 hours ago, economy and jobs are growing much faster than anyone except me expected. Job growth is biggest in history. China virus mortality rate is among the lowest of any country, shaping up for a good 3rd quarter and great year. NASDAQ at a new record high. 401ks way up. And then the last tweet I'm going to read. In Germany, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and many other countries, schools are open with no problems. The Dems think it would be bad for them politically if U.S. schools opened before November election, but is important for children and families may cut off funding if not open. And what he's saying there, if you don't open up your school, federal government is cutting off your funding. That's awesome. That's awesome. So what's happening is they are fighting. The liberals still want to keep our country locked down because they hate Trump so bad. They're trying to kill the economy. They're trying to kill business. They're trying to kill our country because they hate, I repeat, Donald Trump. All right, in our tech segment, of course, that was our starting of our tech segment. All right, 9 great things that cord cutting brought to us. All right, let's go down. Free TV is back. All right, contracts and sneaky fees don't apply. Cable TV has become more competitive. New movies are hitting home sooner, and especially with the direct-to-video, whether it's a PureFlix, Netflix, all the different online venues, videos or movies are being really directed a lot more. Commercials are no longer necessary. Over-the-air TV has improved your control, your spending. So those are the few things that are changing in our video world. All right, the Cloud Hub. Go ahead and follow me. The links are in the description. Follow me on Cloud Hub, please. I'd love to follow you. All right, let's bring up in the public on Cloud Hub. Let's bring up the latest news. The latest news that they are showing in the main room is, of course, this is someone I follow, Susan Knowles. You need to follow her. Watch her on Facebook. Her show is typically 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Of course, I'm here in Florida. She's out in California. She goes, I wanted to let you know that I won't be on my show today that airs at 11 a.m. I am coming on briefly just on Periscope, and that will be it for today. So she has some stuff going on. She normally is, and now that I say it, she's normally 11 o'clock every day. All right, here's another post on Cloud Hub. General Flynn, if we don't act, 2% of the people are about to control the other 98%. All right, and then here, Donald Trump. Let's go ahead and click this. Donald Trump posted to Parler. Let's go ahead and view this on Parler, because Donald Trump and all the conservatives are moving over to Parler, which I will be going to Parler here shortly. And he did the same one that he did the tweet for the 1/100th time. The reason we show him so many cases. That's the same thing that I read on Twitter. All right, let's go ahead to Parler, and please follow me on Parler. You can follow me. The link is in the description. All right, New York Mayor de Blasio would lose authority over an NYPD under state AG's this article. Senate Majority Bongino report. Father of chop shooting victim describes very overwhelming response. Here, Dan Bongino, you need to follow him. He is really good. He actually lives here in the same county, and I'm going to be approaching this here in the local Martin County, Florida area. They just voted the mask in, and Dan Bongino is really upset. And of course, here he re-parlayed how he feels, and I'm not going to repeat how he said it, but he vows to defy mask order. That's awesome. All right, those are the parlays. Okay, let's end this show today with the verse of the day. And I want to thank you for listening. Follow me on the Facebook, on Twitter, and on Parlay, Cloud Hub. Follow me. We're going to be doing more and more on Cloud Hub and Parler. Psalm 7:9, O righteous God, who searches minds and hearts, bring to an end the violence of the wicked and make the righteous secure. In a world of organized crime, gang predators, we have some real work cut out for us. If we're going to influence the violent part of the contemporary culture to change its ways, maybe the place to start is down on our knees before the Father, asking Him to use us to make a difference in our violent world. And the prayer, Lord, loving Lord and Father of all peoples, please forgive us for anything we have done to condone or accept the violence that is entrenched in many parts of our world today. Please bring the evil and hostile trend toward violence to an end. Frustrate and defeat those who use violence. May your people be an example of productive and compassionate and nonviolent living. Please give strength and protection to all who face the threat of violence because of their faith. In Jesus' name, Amen. All right, I do want to thank you for listening, for being part of our podcast today. Please follow us, connect with us on click all the links in the description, and we will see you on our next podcast. Thank you very much.